We get a lot of samples here at Goody Reader. More so than we know what to do with. At the end of each video, we'll give the item away. This is Unboxing Epaper. Hello everybody. We have some sad news to report. This is the last episode of Unboxing Epaper. Reason being, here at Goody Reader, only about 10% of our company's focus is on YouTube itself, so to allocate this much time and resources towards a single segment on YouTube that isn't stellar in its reception, it just didn't really make any more sense to use up that much energy internally within the company to get this going. And people were, sourcing and saying yes to random samples, and the samples arrived. We didn't, it was the whole thing. It was just like, you know what? I think 18, 20 episodes in, we're like, there's just can't it. So this is the last one. And to be honest, we don't have a sample, but I have pulled something on the shelf as just kind of a give back to you guys. This is the Sony Pocket Edition PRS-350. This is one of my personal favorites, no joke. I love the PS... Oh, it's blue. I didn't even notice that. It says blue on it. This is the Sony PRS-350 Pocket Edition. This is a very nice one. It's a 5-inch, not a 6-inch, and this harks back to a time when e-readers were simple. They were e-book readers. They didn't do anything else outside of that. And today, this is yours for free, but in fitting fashion, and to go out in blazing glory, guns of glory, a blaze of glory. I don't know the terminology anymore, but to go out on top, let's check out the 350. The Sony Reader. I love this one, honestly. Honest to goodness. Now, I didn't even know this was blue, honestly. It says it's blue. I hope the device is actually blue. It is. Okay, that's what they meant. On the sticker, they had this sky blue, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm not sure this device ever came in that. But what they kind of meant was it's the royal purple kind of thing. So, man, these old school devices that just, they were reading centric. That's all it was just reading. And remember, these had styli, and they were one of the first brands to feature stylus. It's not Wacom, it is just resistive, it just mimics your finger. So whether you use your finger, whether you, what's this, the Tolino pen, it'll work with everything, but it'll work with everything in the same regard that you can use the lens cap and do the same thing, because it's not a special technology. Let's just look at the rest of the box. We're not doing an unboxing and just showing you guys what's going to be in it when you receive it. You got the USB cable, documentation, throw that off to the side. This is so cool. I really love these old school devices, and there is still kind of a dedicated following to them, and there's just so little fluff on these. They're not concerned about 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs onboard storage with SD cards and gyroscopes and all that stuff. It's just an e-reader, hence the name reader. It was just, this is what it was. This is what it was for. It was so single-use case, and little did a lot of people notice, the reader devices simulate a book. It looks like a book. You have the bind here that ever so subtly kind of bulges out, much like it would with all the, where the pages connect. And you just use it, man. That was it. That was it. It does have touch as well, because again, the touch is the exact same. And you have a bunch of nicely piano finished gunmetal buttons at the bottom too. You have options, zoom in, home, left and right, and we'll open up a book in just a second. Let's just look at the system settings to see what we got here. So we have some different sleep settings and everything like that. You know what, this one actually might be in Japanese only, I'm not sure, but if you go to general settings, it does, nope, you do have the language right there. Perfect. Okay, we can set it to English, and I'll leave it in English for you guys. So we have date and time, page preferences, menu, keyboard itself. Oh, let's change the keyboard to English as well, which we can do. That's really helpful. A lot of devices like King Jim and Pomera and all these other manufacturers are starting to really get into English as well. Same with iReader, who we worked on feverishly to get into English, and they finally agreed, and that was it. So we have initialization settings, application preferences. I wonder if this has any content on it, like if there's even anything we can go into. They have nothing. Okay, we're gonna sideload in a book right now because there's, other than, oh wait, they have a notepad. They have a notepad. Just a sec. Notes. Yeah. Wait, where's a new note? No, that's not it. How do we get a new note? Okay, my mistake. It was not under Notepad. It's under Applications, and then you have Handwriting, in which case you click See All, and then you can do a new drawing. So as I said before, whether you use any hard surface, it's going to be the exact same thing. You can use literally anything, including your nail or your finger. So there's not going to be any special abilities that this pen has. It's just kind of nice that it was included in there. So let's just erase everything and see the note-taking experience, shall we? Holy moly, that was awful. Just a second. Was that me? Nope, that's just how bad it was back in the day. All right, moving on from that, let's open up a book. So this isn't anything special, it's just a public domain book, but let's check it out all the same. It is an EPUB book, and I must say, look how nice that looks. Look how crisp and clear this looks. You know, e-readers used to look absolutely gorgeous, and now they do. They have the latest Carta 1250, 1300. They look all right, but there's so much more in the way. There's capacitive layers, there's glow light layers, there's touch layers, there's the screen protector film that they bake on from factory, there's the glass topper, there's light sensor allocated depths between the top and maybe the panel of the side. There's a lot more there, where back in the day, it used to just be like this. I sound like an old fogey. Back in when I was my age. But at the same point, look how crisp and clean that looks. It's just so single purpose. You just held it like this, and that's it. 5-inch screen, and nothing too crazy. No fluff. I think you can swipe too. Yeah, you can. I don't believe there's long press on here. No, that's something I do wish we had. And you know what? Do they have markup? I'm not sure they do. Let's see. No, we don't have markup. What if I do notes? Create edit. Oh, no, we do. We do have markup. Ahead of its time, Sony. Kind of like Sega to the video game industry. Sony, man, they were ahead of their time in pretty much everything. They predated the Kindle. They started most of what we know about the e-reader industry in its entirety. We have a whole historical on the Sony reader, and man, I gotta tell you, I'm not sad to see this go. I'm sad to see this segment go. I just buy another one of these. But yeah, I'm really happy that you guys get to now fall in love with this device all over again, because yeah, the 350, honestly, one of the good ones. From an aesthetic standpoint, it's unlike anything you see in the current landscape. A wrapping around aluminum body designed to a hard rubber plastic backing, stylus pen gorgeously hidden on the top right corner, a sliding power button toggle, and just an absolute beautiful set of keys give this a full 5 out of 5. For use, back in the day this might have scored higher, but weighing it against the current offerings, this thing lacks use more than any other comparable device. It has no glow light, no Wacom layer, no bookstore, no USB-C, no expandable storage, and the stylus pen, although a quirky, nice feature, offers no utility because it's just basically your finger. In fact, other than reading, you can't do anything on this device, so it gets a 1 out of 5. Cost. It is extraordinarily well valued in today's landscape. For everything you get on this device, physically, it is only going to run you about $20 to $50 depending on where you buy it. Yes, granted, this is a 10-year-old device, so it is very fitting, but at the same point, if you get a guaranteed working one, you're going to have no problems with this unit, so it gets a 4 out of 5. In the end, the Sony PRS-350 value and overall usability when it comes to reading can't really be contested. It truly is a very good basic e-reader with few shortcomings around reading ebooks. It was a simpler time, no glow light, no Google Play, just simply reading. So there you have it, guys. That wraps it up. As always, the first 50 comments will be eligible to get the unit. If you don't want it, you just want to stop by and say, hey, just say, I don't want the unit, I'm just saying hi. Just wanted to thank you guys, because this was kind of my brainchild, which is probably why it was not a stellar performance. But yeah, it was just something I wanted to do because of all the junk we had piled up here. Not to say this is junk, but the general sense of it all was that we had a surplus of samples and units that were Epaper related and sometimes not Epaper related that we just needed to get rid of, and it's a way to give back to you guys as well, because we double dipped with giving you guys back stuff here and then on the contests, which we will still do. We're still doing contests. We're just shutting this thing down so we can focus on some stuff that just is a little bit more of value to us and yourselves. So this will go out immediately, basically, once we filter through the scam bots and all that kind of stuff. But sad to see you go, but it is what it is, and we'll check you guys next time.